Done. All right. So that seems odd. So the reason I ask is how many people do you need? Like how many people are in your target market? Do you know? Like have you done the basic search and figured that out? Because I tell you, because I'm still really passionate about a good quality network is going to kill a quantity network, right? And I'm getting connection requests from people in Canada, for example, right? And it comes up, connected to 15 people in your network. And I'm like, well, who's that? And it's Steve Hall, Tony Hughes, John Smeebert, all those guys, Graham Hawkins.
He's a big one,
and I look at they've got 15, 20,000 connections. Tony Hughes has got 250,000 followers. But then when we go to do those SMA breakfasts and things, right? You have a look. They post 2 or 3 times more the quantity of ads for those events than what I do, and we get sent the analytics about the click-throughs. Mate, I've got 2 to 10 times as many click-throughs as what they do.
Yeah. Well, that's me. I want the quality. I definitely want the quality. And look, there's a lot of people in our verticals, because if you look at property, you think about how many real estate agents. I think there's like 80,000 real estate agents in Australia or something like that.
Yeah.
And there might be, say, 20,000 principals. So 20,000 principals. But of those 20,000, take out the franchises. We're not really interested in the franchises. We're more interested in the people that are independents, that are more nimble, and they're able to make decisions, and they're more that sort of new dynamic 30 to 40-year-old principal that wants to come in the new wave of leveraging technology and science, and not doing what I call traditional sales hiring. So,
okay, so there you've just narrowed that down straight away. So that's 5,000, 10,000, whatever it is.
So, and then in the BDM side of it, which is something that we feel that we might even migrate completely to BDM. We're not sure yet, but we feel like BDM and business creation is very, very a very sweet spot for us, because typically a business like Letified, for instance, Adrian, who you referred to me, so they've got, business development managers, they're on 80K, they're on OTE of about 150, and they're finding it hard to get applicants on Seek. I mean, we can reel in the applicants in for them. So that's a real sweet spot for us. And then also BDM roles where businesses have got to a certain level and then they want to take on 1 or 2 or 3 BDMs, like Peter from DeckMax up in Southport.
Yep.
So we find that we're not only just doing the hiring for them, but we're adding value in sales compensation, in onboarding, and sales training. So we're bringing in partnerships like you, and we're bringing in, we need somebody for sales compensation. I did talk to Nicholas Jackson, but he does a lot of corporate work,
right.
And he hasn't done so much to SMEs. So I'm still looking for somebody that might be able to help us with that. But I think in the US there's probably a stack of people I could plug into, I think.
Okay. So I think in short what you're saying there is there's a bunch of people.
Yeah, there is a lot. So but that's why I wanted to go through some searching with you today and just narrow down and maybe save some searches, because I've got one search saved, but I really do need to get some searches set up, and then just discipline myself on 1 or 2 or 3 verticals and just do that and go for quality over quantity.
Yeah, I agree. And then I've been using LinkedIn Helper. Did I give you that information? Did I give you that?
That might have been that last email you sent in early January.
So I'm just using the free version. My trial license expires in 6 days. It's $20 or whatever. It's another one of those sort of things. It's got some pretty cool aspects to it in that you can do a pretty cool search and then go and collect. What it does, it goes and collects the the profiles, right?
Yeah.
And then you press search, and it searches them in a heartbeat. So, like in 2 hours, it'll search 500 people.
Oh wow, that sounds good. The other thing that I like to, typically is young founders of financial, property, younger sort of founders that not necessarily companies, because companies can be harder to get things across the line if there's multiple decision makers.
Yeah.
But just having a founders and business owners versus Letterfied, for instance, is I don't know whether you know, but Jeff Kennett is the chairman of Letterfied for some reason. I don't know whether he's just a figurehead or not, but
okay, that's interesting.
That's a bit bizarre, but anyway.
So that's LinkedIn Helper. It looks pretty agricultural. Have you been using Leonard?
I've been using Leonard, yep. So it's been a
bit clunky, drop it in and out.
Yeah, it is a bit clunky, yeah.
So they're still working on it. I've been emailing them backwards and forwards. So I've been using LinkedIn Helper to help me in between that sort of stuff. I did read an article the other day from somebody on LinkedIn saying that they've managed to close down 3 or 4 of these types of automatic visiting tools.
Yeah.
So, mate, my gut feeling is the end is nigh for this sort of stuff. So use it while you can.
Yeah.
If they're smart, they'll figure out another way to do it.
Well, the one thing you did say was doing the profile views, where you just right-clicked and opened all those things up every day. That was that to me. But it's just getting the right. It's just getting the right search on, and if all we did was found out what the right searches were for me over the next half an hour, I'd be pretty happy with that, and then just bring together a plan of just discipline, half a dozen things I do every week, sort of thing.
Yep. So now remember the way that LinkedIn determines whether you're being a good boy or a bad boy is based on how much activity you do compared to your previous activity or other activity, right? So if you're searching 500 people every second day, which is what I would do when I'm trying to build my network, 350 to 500 people every second day, simply because you've got that 24-hour timer. And what I find is I just can't get into that 24-hour rhythm. Like by the time I press go, search for 3 or 4 hours, I'm off doing a presentation or something, and then that search function will finish that night, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So then when I go to search in the morning, it goes, it's still not 24 hours since your last view. That rhythm doesn't work for me, like 24 hours. So what I do is I just basically go every second day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then maybe again on Sunday. I find Sunday's been really good for me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So
actually, I find you do get a lot of connections on the weekend.
Yeah.
People come and have a look. So.
And late at night. So I'd be setting up your searches in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. And then setting up your reach outs in the evening. And I'd be saying, 5:30, 7 o'clock. I think there's a bunch of us that have moved off Facebook and have moved to social media as our downtime. Right. So, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, kids are in bed, you're on the lounge. You're not in crazy work mode, but you're on LinkedIn, seeing what your mates are doing and what your customers are doing.
So what are you saying? What time at night? About 7?
Yeah, 7 and onwards.
7 to 9 or something like that.
Even later. I don't know what you think about. I don't mind. I get messages day and night, and it doesn't really worry me. I got up this morning at 5:15 and sent 3 or 4 emails, internal emails to Sales ITV and one to a customer because I just had to because I was up. So. I don't mark people down if they send me emails at 10 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock in the morning. I just figure that's their work rhythm. If people know me, I think they're pretty comfortable with it.
Right. So are you saying you can program to set up the searches in the morning and then sit down and manually do the reach outs at night? Is that what you're saying?
Or you could automate them as well. And then send them, and just like so with Leonard, and I like the way Leonard does this. Okay, you can set up your tags. So I would set up a tag. Let's say you're searching for principles. So let's say real estate principles, Victoria, February, right? So I'd make a hashtag that was easy to remember. So it might be February, RE principles, Vic, or Melbourne or whatever. Then search for all those people. I'd probably be looking for people that are in premium, although I don't think too many people in real estate would have a premium thing. Have a look for yourself. But, a premium account means people are paying for it, so they're going to be on LinkedIn because they're paying for it.
Yeah.
So then search for those people, visit their profile. So LinkedIn, Leonard for LinkedIn, we'll just search on premium profiles. So typically I load up with maybe 1,000 profiles.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's how many you can search. I then use Leonard to search on premium first. That might go and pick out 150 or 250 people throughout that whole 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And that'll leave 750 inside that search function unviewed. And then I'll go and view from the first page, because remember, it's sorted in order of relevance.
Yeah.
Right. So the people in the last page are less relevant than the people on your first page. If they've got premium, they're probably going to be on LinkedIn. So I search all my premium profiles first, then go and search all the others on my second search.
Okay.
And that's, so if I'm searching 500, I might get 150 premium. It'll stop. I'll go back and I'll search the next 350 deep in the first. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And then of course, as people look back, I'm then going in and just cherry picking the people I want to connect with. You might be a bit less picky.
Yeah. So can we do a search? Can we do one now?
Yeah, sure. So you've got
what I'd rather do is I'd rather do one for BDM leaders. Maybe BDM leaders in Sydney or something like that.
So what do you reckon their titles are? CEO?
Well, probably similar to, for instance, the avatar would be someone like Adrian from Letterfied.
Yep.
I don't know how he came across you, but his title, I think, was I'm just trying to remember what it was now.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll just
Chief Commercial Officer.
Yeah.
So that's my leads are coming to me that way now. So I'm just waiting for him.
So how would he have found you then, or how did you?
So he was just interactive on my stuff, and I saw he came in 3 or 4 times in a week. I was like, hey, Adrian, what's going on? Still hadn't connected. Hey, Adrian, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, maybe we should have a chat. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll send you a connection request, and then, so it was just, he just liked or commented on a couple of my articles. I noticed that he wasn't a connection. So I'm always checking who's helping me out, right? So I know you liked something yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, I'm always looking at your stuff.
So I'm just keeping abreast, because it's unusual for you to get 150 likes, right? So most of them are 20 to 50.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to just click on who's liked your profile and just zip through the profiles, right? And like you see Michael Dunne, you just go, thanks, Mike. Like PJ, good on you, mate. You just go, that stuff registers just like that. You don't need a CRM program.
Yeah.
Right. And then you go, who's that? I don't recognize that name. And have a bit of look at their profile, because of course that's just another way of giving them some positive reinforcement.
Your strategy, I noticed, is a lot around not connecting with them straight away. It's about getting that building that connection before you send the connection. Is that sort of right?
Well, I think you have to now, because there's so many junk connections. So you've got to stand out.
Yeah.
This is what I said to PJ, if you remember. Like he was saying, well, I'd like to send in sneaky connection requests, on a Friday night and a Saturday morning. And I'm like, well, what's the use of that? Like, you want people to know they're connected to you. It's not about having the connection. It's about having a conversation.
Yeah.
So I find that's just a little bit of a piece of differentiation.
Okay. So
who are we looking for? CEOs, CFOs?
Well, founders. I don't know. Is that a title, founder, or not?
Let's just get this going. Rightio. So we've got keywords: CEO, or founder,
sales Sales manager. Chief commercial officer.
Okay, so there's already a bunch. There's a billion people there, right? So then you've got sales navigator, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So then locations, let's do Melbourne.
Oh, no, let's do Sydney.
Okay, let's do Sydney. Okay, 28,000 results. 84 mentioned in the news. So that's opportunity, 2.8 thousand posted on LinkedIn. So that's pretty big numbers. Still too big. First connections, second connection. Well, you want second connections.
Second connections, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How else can we drill this down?
Businesses would be only small amounts of businesses, so 3 to 10 or something like that. 1 to 10.
1 to 10, 11 to 50.
Yeah.
Function or
business development.
Seniority level. Here we go. Partner, CXO.
Owner.
Director.
Yep.
Rightio. See my tags? See my hashtags here, mate?
Yep.
All right. So PCOA conference. So that's people I've met at that conference.
Yeah.
Right. People in pharma. People that asked for my white paper. People I need to get back to from November, December. So that might not work for you, but that just gives you an idea of what I'm running.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So then we go, okay, we've got 1.4 on LinkedIn. Oh, so that's just with CEO.
Yeah.
So we could probably trim that down a little bit further. By getting rid of a couple
what
of these.
What about entrepreneurship? Because I'm typically looking at businesses that are sort of that are scaling. You know what I mean? How do I get into businesses that are scaling?
I don't know, mate. Off the top of my head.
Play around with it. Oh,
yeah. So I would be going with bite size. So what I do is, so then I'd be trying to get rid of some of these things, right? So get rid of director, get rid of partner.
Yeah.
Well, didn't get rid of very many at all. So owner. 1.2. Okay, so let's do it the other way around. So let's do partner, owner, director. Get rid of CXO, just for the sake of the argument.
Yeah.
Right, so that gives us 257 people. So that's pretty workable.
Yeah.
Right, and then we could just go and look at their profile by using old mate, what's his name? LinkedIn. Leonard for LinkedIn. So I haven't got that installed at the moment because I'm using LinkedIn Helper.
Yeah.
Are you using Leonard LinkedIn? Do I need to show you how to use it?
No, I've done it.
So you've got the bar across the top here, and I just go visit.
Yeah.
And then I say, do you want to visit premium profiles first? I go, yes. Okay. And as you can see, most of these people that are serious have got premium.
Yeah.
Right. So to look at them first, and then go back and look at all the others. Then you can send a connection request, which is just a matter of saying.
So when you say visit, that's just viewing the profile. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah. And then what I do is I just take a quick screenshot. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Right, of these search functions.
How did you do that again?
It's just called a snip.
Yeah.
Look that up. So I just screen right out.
Yeah.
Too far. Right, and then usually so that's just called it's a snip on a Microsoft machine, and that'll just take a photo of that search function. So then I just refer to it. Then on my desktop, that's now just a picture. So I rename that picture today.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so that I know, so that I don't lose track of who I've searched. So remember, it won't search on people that you've already searched on in the last 30 days, but you want to know, where am I up to? So then I can come back, create exactly the same search, but then put my partner and my director and those sort of things in.
Yeah.
So that's how I manage that. And then view their profile. And then if you want, you can use LinkedIn to then send them a connection request.
Yeah.
But I'd be using persuasion, right? So, but really...
So just an example of persuasion. As in, you're saying the influencing strategy, you mean, or?
Yeah, so one of those. So, I would even try and get this, as tight as we could. So maybe you'd want to go, this is where it works really well, right? So have you got some management consulting customers?
Yeah.
Okay. Bang, search on them. And maybe you'd then open this search up. I hope I'm not confusing you now.
Yeah.
Right. So that gives us 111. So this is pretty usable. So then you could send 111 connection requests. So go and view all their profiles.
Yeah.
I think that's number one. Because
so you do that through Leonard. You just hit visit.
Yep. And then create a automatic connection request out of Leonard with a hashtag, and the hashtag would be management consultant Sydney BDM, CXO, whatever, owners.
Yeah.
And then you would say, hey, Tony, if you do in the template, hey, Tony, deliberately reaching out to senior management consultants at this point, made sense to send you a connection request because whatever.
Yeah, because you've got salespeople, you've got BDMs, and I'm in that space or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So if you could say, hey Norman, deliberately trying to increase the number of C-level execs inside information technology, for example.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, sorry, we've already in management consultant, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Last year we helped companies like ABC and XYZ. Hope you want to connect.
Yeah.
Just that's super short, right?
Yeah,
my gut feeling is 50% of them are going to look at it and just go, okay, he sent me a message, I'm going to connect.
Yeah.
50% of them are going to go no.
Yeah.
So you're going to end up with 50 of them in your network.
Which is good, yeah.
Right. So and it probably doesn't matter what you write, for those other 50 that aren't going to connect with you aren't. Right? It's probably more about that 50 that are going to go, okay, he sent me a connection request, he's working in our industry, let's go. Right?
Yep. So once you've done that and they've connected, do you then automatically do the reciprocity and just say, hey, thanks for connecting. I just sort of give you a gift. Here's my infographic, and that's it, sort of thing.
Okay, so this is where you need to get clever, right? So you've got to have the hashtags, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks later, you send them the thing.
2 weeks later, yeah.
Right. And if you've searched through the hashtags, you can then automate. So let's say 50 people accept your connection request, right?
Yeah.
But this is where automation works, because then you say, hey, Tony, if you remember we connected 2 weeks ago, just reaching out to all my management consultant connections, thought you might like this infographic.
Yeah.
On, blah, blah, blah.
And that's the way to...
And they're none of them are going to go, this is automated, because you've said, hey, Tony, we connected 2 weeks ago. I'm reaching out to the people in, management consulting. They're going to go, how do you automate those 3 filters?
That's right. And then sounds organic. And then they might say conversation starter type thing. Is that what you're saying? So you might get 5 conversations out of that or something like that.
Yeah, but if you keep the search narrow, then it can sound authentic.
Yeah.
Right. And you only want 5 conversations. Those 45 people who don't respond.
Yeah.
Are they thinking highly of you or poorly of you? You've sent them something.
They don't think really anything of you.
Yeah, well, they're certainly not thinking. If it's been 2 weeks since you connected with them, they're just thinking, okay, Michael's pretty active on LinkedIn. If they don't like active people on their LinkedIn, they'll give you a bump, but that's okay. They're certainly not going to think any less of you. They're just going to go. Okay.
Can I share a screen, because I do have a search I did it in December. Can I just share my screen with you now?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah. Hang on. Where are we? Share screen.
As long as you've got those hashtags right, mate, you can go back and revisit people time and time again.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see that?
Yep, I got you.
Okay, so this, I'm just trying to see saved searches. See, here we go. So founder Sydney owners. This is one I did a while ago, and I think about half of them connected. So how do I hashtag this or whatever as a search? Like I've saved it as a search. You can see here it says founder Sydney owners, right?
Yep.
So that's not a tag. Is that a tag or that's just a saved search?
No. So if you go to Nicole's profile and the three buttons on the right, the three dots on the right, keep going to the right.
Oh, hang on. I'm just going to get this out of the way.
See tag?
Yeah. Okay, and then I tag.
Or create new. So now Leonard will do that automatically when they accept.
Yeah.
Right. So if you go connect, if you click connect on LinkedIn, on Leonard, sorry, it should give you the opportunity to make a custom tag. And that's where you'd put founders Sydney or whatever.
Founders Sydney owners or whatever.
Yeah. So the problem is, and this is, PJ's a great example. He's just been grabbing all of these connections, but he's got no way of filtering them.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know when he connected with somebody, doesn't know why he connected with them, what he set them what. Like, unless he goes into his 10,000 connections, and he's not going to do that. It's going to take 2 weeks.
So this one here, I got 352 results, and
Yep.
I've obviously sent out a heap of connections.
Yeah.
And I think about half of them, I think I only sent out about 150, maybe it was 80 or something, but about 40 of them connected. Is there any way I can find out who connected or not?
No. Well, you can just go back to normal LinkedIn.com and have a look at your network, and that'll tell you who connected last.
Okay.
So, and if you scroll down, it'll give you a time frame. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then if you did this 2 weeks ago, then the people that are in that pile around 2 weeks, again, this is like if you're driving a lot of connections, it makes it harder to stay on top of.
All right. So while I'm in here, why don't I just quickly do a search and then try and save the hashtag? Can you take me through how I can do that?
So do a search. So you need to. Okay, so you've got to put the tag in individually in Sales Navigator, or it'll do it. So click on. I'm trying to click on your screen. Click on Visit, right?
Yeah.
Add tags in Sales Navigator.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Select tag, then you type your tag in there.
So there I could put
hashtag.
Hashtag, yeah.
Yeah. So they can have more than one tag, right? So like each profile can have as many tags as you want.
So I could just put founder Sydney owners. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just going to tag people.
Is that been added or?
Yep. I think so.
Where's it gone?
Just go in there and press it again. Press it. Search down. Scroll down.
No.
Okay, do it again. But don't put any gaps in between the letter and in between the words. See if that makes a difference.
And what did I say? Sid.
Okay, and then click. Did you press return? Like enter? Yeah.
No, it's not going on there. So it's got to be a hashtag.
Yeah.
Let's just put founder.
Right. And then press enter. No, won't give you. Okay. So what about add tags? So maybe if you go, so you've got to have them pre-made. Your tags have got to be pre-made. CRM. Maybe go across your CRM. At the top of Leonard.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to build our tags in there. Right. Right. Leave that with me.
Okay. What's an easy way to do it anyway? I mean,
Well, I'm only doing one at a time at the moment because I'm not connecting with very many people. But I know. So if you go back to Leonard or back to Sales Navigator.
Sales Navigator.
Yeah. So when it connects, so you should be able to add a tag. Well, I thought it could do that when you visited. So I'll send you a video on how to do that. I'm pretty sure you're on.
All right. So if I didn't use all this crap, just forget about Leonard for a minute. Yeah. And I just wanted to send out 3 times a week, 50 people, right? You'd still use Navigator, would you? Or
yes, but you need to use the crap to send out bulk emails, remember. Otherwise, you're going to have to do them individually.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? So the only way for you to send an in-mail to all of these people or a selection of these people without an automation tool is to do it individually.
Yeah, which is going to take
forever.
Yeah.
So the good thing about Leonard is it's got those, it goes, hi, Stephen. Here's there's the body of your mail. Thanks, Stephen. Let me know, Michael.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why you've got to use one of these helpers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll work that out because I'll also go back over the video that you did as well on Leonard, and I'm sure I can work it out. So, okay.
What's next, mate?
Okay, so I've got. So once you've got the conversation started, obviously, it's just then a case of. So how do you usually get them to? Because you talked about just a few connections or a bit of consistency where you get a few different things, a few comments or something, and then you say to them, hey, why don't we jump on a call and have a chat or something like that? How does that come to fruition?
So let's use Adrian, for example. He likes a few things, and this is why, I haven't connected with him. I just go, hey, mate, thanks for liking all that stuff. What's going on?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the conversation. It's like, what's going on in your space that you're looking at this sort of stuff right now? Yeah. Would you like me to send you an infographic? And then I say, here's my 7 secrets or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever I've got going on. They're like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then they normally always go, mate, thanks a lot for that. And then I just go, it feels much more relaxed at that point. I go, can I just ask why you're interacting? What are you looking for?
Yeah.
What's going on in your business right now? You've liked a lot of things around social selling. You've liked a lot of things around sales development. What's going on? Do you want some more material? So I've got a bunch of stuff to share. So I'm not asking for a meeting like that. Like I'm like saying, please select, a 10-minute block in my diary, or register here to get a free download. It's just all free. Free communication is what I mean. So you just break all of that stuff that the marketing departments tell you to do by just doing it differently.
Yeah. So the other thing I've got to do is have access to articles, and the other thing the idea that I had was if they're talking to me about screening salespeople, I could say, look, I've got a whole bunch of links I can send you that's free. They're free evaluations that you can run salespeople through or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just those types of resources. So I want to get a fair bit of that together over the next month or so, and then like you said, just be an open sort of open value sharer in the network with these people.
So the biggest problem that a lot of people make is they try to get people hook, line, and sinker on LinkedIn. That's not what you're doing at all. You're just trying to have a conversation. You just want to get to the point where they go, Mick, you know what? I've got this problem, and it sounds like we're in your space. And then if you've swapped a couple of things, if you've had 3 or 4 interactions, then you can it's really easy for you to go, mate, should we just jump on a Zoom call or something?
Yeah.
I might be able to share with you some,
Or shall we just jump on the phone and have a chat? Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got 10 minutes, I'll tell you what I've done last year with a whole bunch of other people. Maybe there's a couple of shortcuts there for you. It might save you a couple of days worth of headache. What do you think?
Yeah.
Right. That's the same thing, but instead of saying, go to this and download a web page or, look up my calendar, you're just coming at it from such a strong position of...
Yeah, totally agree. Okay, got that. So that's the reaching out and building into the conversations to the phone. Now, in the existing network, like I've got a whole bunch of people in there that are my that are already connections that I've only connected with in the last 6 months that are my in my verticals. Would I be better just to email them on a bulk email, or how would it be authentic to just reach out to people?
Same deal. So search for first connections. Bunch them into 30 in groups of 30 or 40.
Yeah.
Okay. I would pre-visit them because you can still visit first connections. I'd pre-visit them and tag them automatically with Leonard.
Yeah.
Okay. And just call them, IT business owners or whatever it is, right, in Sydney.
Yeah.
View their profile, give them time to absorb that. So remember, you got to think about what they're thinking about. So Michael comes and views their profile. Within the next 2 days, they go, oh, Mike's looked at my profile. Then you get an email like the next couple of days. They go, oh, okay, well, he was looking at my profile. He sent me a message. It seems customized or it seems personalized. It's authentic.
Yeah.
So what happens is, it's this, when people aren't patient, when they send you a connection request and then send you a message straight away, people go, this is automated or it's spam. If you can go and look at someone's profile, they look back at you, then later in the week you say, hey, look, I see we crossed paths, let's connect. People are like, that's not automated, right? Because it's not. You've got to do a bit of hard work there. Then 2 weeks later you go, I've got this new infographic on onboarding salespeople, thought I'd share, let me know if it helps.
Yeah.
People will go, mate, that's great, thanks for that. And you'll go, oh, cool, I'm glad you liked it. What did you like about it? Like, it's just, people are expecting you to ask for a meeting. So don't.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that.
And then, and by the time you've swapped 3 or 4 messages, if they're not going to do that if they're not interested in what you're doing.
Yeah. Which is easy then, isn't it? Easy to know that they're interested. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not. Like, that's cool, but you've still given them your stuff, and just think about that as a customized advert, right? They've got some of your customer-centric approach. You haven't been pushy. You've given them an infographic. They've had a look at your profile once or twice. They know basically what you do. Your name's in their memory bank. That's not a bad thing. That's an ad. That's promotion.
Yeah.
It's only bad when you go, mate, why haven't you answered my email? I've sent you 3 bloody emails in the last 12 months. I've given you my best content, and you...
The negative energy, yeah.
So
if you... just going back to my original connections, so I've got 4,000 connections here.
Yeah.
How would I go in and... Can I go in and tag these people? Like, if I could find, 100 people and just work on them over the next month or something like that, you know what I mean? How could I best do that?
So go to those 3 dots, mate. You should be able to do that there.
So just go to there.
Yep. In Sales Navigator.
Okay. So if I go back to Sales Navigator.
Yeah. And then just make the first filter, first connections. So it won't, once you've made the tag, right?
Mm-hmm.
It won't take you long to do this. So just go tag, let's tag Stephen, right? And just put in test. So just
hang on. Let me go to first connections. I've got to go to first connections. Why is that?
Yeah, it takes a little while. You can't get impatient. I know, I do it all the time. So go across to Angelina to 3 dots.
Yeah.
Tag, put in tag. Create new. Tip on create new.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just go hashtag test, because you can delete the tags at any time.
Yeah.
Okay. Enter or press create new.
Yeah.
Go to Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Go to his 3 dots. Tag. Test. Click on test.
Oh, sorry. So you just click. Oh, okay. So it's there. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So I could put something like Principal Sydney or,
And just, yeah, and I'd be, mate, the thing is, right, so just build lists 30 or 40 deep. So you could do this over breakfast, build a list 30, 40 deep, have a good think about your persuasion strategies. Why would you reach out to them?
Yeah.
And then send a group customized message.
Just look for a credible reason to reach out, like you said. Yeah.
Yep. That will apply across 30 or 40 people. Bang, send those 30 or 40 in-mails, sorry. Then go and find, another 30 or 40 people and just keep building those lists and send out those emails. And you're going to get 3 or 4 or 5 responses from each group of those you send. You're going to end up with...
You're saying emails versus messaging. What's the difference between that?
Once you're a connection, it's a message, sorry. So I'll be just sending messages.
So an email is when you're not a connection, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
So,
and remember, in-mails goes to their... depending on their settings, but it goes to their email, their inbox on LinkedIn, and if they've got LinkedIn app, it also goes as a notification on their phone. So they actually get hit 3 times.
So emails can be pretty powerful then.
Yeah. But I only tell you that just so that you don't then follow them up with an email straight away, and then you can. You should be following them up, but you just remember that's actually can be 3 hits, not 1.
Yeah.
So. If you send them an email or a phone call and a video message and an email all in the same day, you might be sending them 7 different reach outs.
Yeah.
Whilst I'm a fan of a combo, you might have overdone it a little bit.
Oh, okay, no worries.
All right, mate, I've got to go. I'm happy to give you another.
No, that's okay. Just quickly, with Peter Lloyd, have you touched base with him this year or not? Because I know he's got a lot going on, but...
So I'll do that tomorrow or the next day. I've got to round up a few of those soft prospects in the next day or 2. Okay,
no worries. Just let me know how you go. If there's any, because is he thinking about doing the training with sales ROI or?
Yeah, I think he was. So that was the way.
Actually, I'm going up to Brisbane in 2 weeks' time, so I'll be touching base with him anyway. So
okay, perfect.
Yep. No, that's good. I think that I've got everything out. All I got to do is get my ass on there and start doing stuff. So
okay, so I'll send you this link later tonight, mate. I'm not. If you want a half-hour chat at any time, don't think I'm washing my hands of you now. That's it.
Yeah.
Right, mate. I want you to keep progressing, hitting goals. We can learn together. All right.
Yeah, and look, and obviously, if we can talk a little bit more about some mutual opportunities with Dean as well, maybe another month or so. We're gonna be coming into Sydney to another company we're doing some coaching with. So I'll probably drop in, hopefully see you guys in maybe February or March or something like that.
Yeah, well, let us know. Make sure we're around. Make something that's on the early burner. So we've got a affiliate program for ROI coming up.
Oh, good.
So with your own, I believe it'll be with your own web address, like web login. So you send it to people and go, mate, this is the training course I recommend. I've done it myself. Anyone that signs up through that, there's automatically logged to you.
Yeah.
So that just means you don't have to hassle Dean or I or whatever.
So you guys are launching that off a lot in the next 6 months, aren't you? The sales ROI.
Yep.
And that's really targeting the small to medium market, isn't it?
Yeah. So that consume training on demand at your own speed, sort of thing. So we think that's a good way to go. We still think that the best way to train is face to face, or
But at least if they had that consume part of it, it'd be better than nothing. If they sat around and did it, half an hour every week or something like that.
Yeah.
A different aspect. So, okay, I'll let you go. Thanks again.
Cheers, champion.